I finished the first book and then I set it to the side because I still had a lot to learn and I didn't know how to fix it. So I took everything I had learned about writing professionally and creatively, and thank goodness for the Alliance of World Builders because they were like my mentors and taught me everything I knew. So on that path, I realized, okay, I can write a book, but these are the rules I have to keep to, and that's how I came up with the Cedric the Demonic Knight. I had the research done because I was playing around with the idea of a graphic novel, and I didn't know how to go about it, but I could write the story so much faster. So by the end of that, I realized, all right, I'm going to carry this out to agents, prepare for the rejections, I think I had a total of 91 rejections, 150 carries sent out. But what was killing me is that the rejections are like, great writing, do you have anything under this genre or that genre? And I'm like, this is this was not what I expected. Like, I've been told they'll deny you and tell you that you need to go back to the drawing board. This needs more polishing or something of the sorts, but I wasn't getting those responses that I had seen everyone else talk about. So finally I had 6 different agents come back and they're like, this is great, you're on the right path, but you're mixing too many genres. We can't market this. This doesn't fit in marketing and you don't have a following because you're unsolicited. And I'm like, this is terrible. like you're telling me I have it, but it's too hard for you. So they're like, but if you self-publish, this will probably do well. Here's some advice, here's some links. And of course, everyone I've talked to, even now, are like, I've never heard of agents like encouraging someone to self-publish. And I'm like, well, that's what ended up happening. So I went back to the drawing board. I took some workshops. I asked for advice. I started doing research because I'm a research hound. And I wanted to do it right. If I was going to do this on my own, I wanted my book to be able to sit on a shelf and you couldn't tell me which one was the self-published piece. Thankfully, I had schooling in graphic design. I'm an artist. I'm a stickler for software. I'm really fast at learning software. I've been an IT person. So I had the background backing to be the person that can wear all the hats. So I'm like, maybe life's been pushing me this way. So I eventually got around and I braved self-publishing. It took some research to figure out how I wanted to do it. I looked at vanity presses. I looked at the different platforms at the time. This was around 2009 up to, I believe Cedric came out in 2012. So I settled with CreateSpace. They were connected to Amazon. They were connected to libraries and institutes. They were connected to Barnes & Nobles, which is a big franchise here in Orlando area. So I was like, okay, this will get me a physical copy. Because if I'm going to self-publish a book, I want it in hand. I want something to sign if things go well. And there was no cost to do CreateSpace. So like, that was awesome. And then I had to decide, okay, well, I want KDP because Amazon's a really big thing and it seems to not be stopping. So I went on that train. And then eventually, a few years ago, I finally settled on the third platform because how do you get to your Nook users? Smashwords. Because I'm such a stickler with software formatting that I could meet their standards for the Premier catalog, which put me to Barnes & Noble's website. So that's pretty much how I came about those. I also had like no money at the time when I started because of the whole 2009 boom. My husband and I were laid off at the same time. I ended up pregnant with cancer. All this crazy stuff erupted in 6 months. So I was still recovering from all this, and I'm like, I have no backing. So my down point for self-publishing, and something that self-publishers should always consider, is once you get the sharp cover, the sharp formatting, the polished manuscript, because it doesn't matter whether you're going traditionally or self-publish, it should be polished as far as you can go. Marketing is the hardest part about self-publishing. It takes money to make money. We hear that phrase all the time, and it cannot be any truer. So what I've done over the years with every sale and money that I get through my books, I cycle it right back into it. So it's almost like making bread. You let it rise a little, and then you knead it, and you let it rise a little further, and you just keep going until you get it to the point where it's ready to bake, and just leave it alone. So that would be how I got into self-publishing. And I still want to traditionally publish. I want to be a hybrid. I just haven't found the story that I'm passionate enough to stick under a certain genre just yet, so.